Hello, friends. Today in grammar, we are going to talk about pronouns and verbs and how in a sentence they need to agree with each other. That means a pronoun and a verb together need to sound right together. So if we look, a present tense verb must agree with the subject pronoun of the sentence. So what that means is a verb that's happening right now needs to have the correct pronoun with it. It says, do not add s to most verbs in the present tense with the pronouns I, we, you, and they. So that means when I want to make something present tense with a verb, sometimes I add s, like he jumps right now. I added the s to the word jump. But when I use the pronouns I, we, you, and they, I will not add that s. We visit the Statue of Liberty. So I have we, that's my pronoun, and I have visit, that's my verb. So think if I said we visit the Statue of Liberty. I can hear that that doesn't sound quite right. That pronoun and that verb do not sound good together. They don't agree. So I just say we visit the Statue of Liberty. I see a copy of the Constitution. I is my pronoun, see is my verb, and I know that I would not say I sees a copy of the Constitution. I know that doesn't sound right. You talk about its importance. If I say you talks about its importance, again, I know that that is not the correct way to say that. They ask questions about the past. I know I'm not going to say they asks questions about the past. With other pronouns, I can put the S on the end of my verb. If I say, he visits the Statue of Liberty, that would sound correct. I wouldn't say he visits the Statue of Liberty. So we're going to focus today on the we, I, you, and they, where we will not add an S to the verb in the present tense. So you are going to, down below, circle the circle the verb in the parentheses that agrees with the subject pronoun in each sentence. So what would I say? Would I say we like to visit historic places? Or would I say we like to visit historic places? I know that I would just say we like. I blank to visit the Liberty Bell. I need to choose between plan and plan. They blank to see it too, wants or want. We blank all about the bell. I've got no and knows. You blank to share part of the story, don't you? Plans or plan? I blank lots of books about history, reads or read. You blank us what our country was long ago. You show or shows. I blank the bell is a special gift from the past. I have thinks or think. So circle the correct verb that agrees with your pronoun. On the back side, we are going to be looking at underlining the title of a book. So it says underline or italicize all words in the title of a book. So when we are writing with a pen or pencil, we underline because italicize is something that we will do if we are typing on a computer. Italicize means you have the letters and they kind of slant to the side a little bit so that someone who is reading your writing knows you are talking about a book when they see those slanted letters. But when we are doing our handwriting, we underline. Begin the first word, last word, and each important word in a book title with a capital letter. Any unimportant word in a book title, such as a, and, for, of, the, and to, should not begin with a capital letter unless it is the first word. For example, if I have a book called The Liberty Bell, I'm only capitalizing the because it's at the beginning of the sentence. Otherwise, I would not. And then Liberty Bell is very important. I will capitalize those words. If I have a book called Symbols of Our Country, notice how of stayed lowercase. I don't need to capitalize it. It's not an important word. So down below, you're going to correct the book titles in the sentences. Write the titles correctly on the lines below. So you do not have to rewrite the entire sentence. You're just going to write the book title correctly. So number 1 says, the book, Our Early Country, tells about long ago. So it just told us what the book was. The book, Our Early Country. So our is the first word. I definitely want to capitalize that. Early and country are both important. So I'm going to capitalize both of those. And then, of course, I'm going to underline it and make it really obvious that you have underlined. I'm going to read the rest of the sentences. Make sure you listen for the book title and then write it correctly on the line. The book, Making the United States, is about how our country was formed. And feel free to pause it before I go on to the next sentence if you want to quickly write down your corrected book title. Number 3, I like reading the book called Gifts from the Past. Number 4, a book called George and His Friends is about George Washington. Ben Franklin's story is told in Ben of Philadelphia. So make sure that you have corrected the sentences, make sure you've underlined your book titles, make sure that you have used your very best handwriting. When you are done, make sure your name is at the top and turn it in.